Hey everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today, we're diving headfirst into one of my all-time favorite meals. Something that's perfect for sharing with friends and family. Or honestly, just treating yourself to something truly spectacular. We are making a massive, flavor-packed Cajun seafood boil. Get ready, because your kitchen is about to smell absolutely incredible. This recipe is all about bold spices, fresh seafood, and that communal, fun-loving spirit of a good, old-fashioned boil. It might seem intimidating, but I promise, it's way easier than it looks, and the payoff is huge. So, let's get our hands dirty and make some magic happen. First things first, let's talk about the heart of any Cajun boil, the broth. This is where all the flavor lives. And it's what's going to infuse everything with that signature spicy, savory goodness. In a very large stock pot, and I mean large, you'll need the space. We are going to combine water with a few key aromatics. I'm tossing in a whole head of garlic, sliced in half, crosswise, a couple of large onions, quartered, and 2 or 3 lemons, also halved. Just squeeze the juice into the pot, and then throw the lemon halves right in. Don't worry about peeling or chopping finely. We're going for a big, rustic flavor now for the spice. This is the soul of our dish. You can buy pre-made Cajun seasoning, and there are some great ones out there. But for the best flavor, I like to use a combination. I'm adding a generous amount of a good quality seafood boil seasoning mix. You know, the kind that comes in a bag or a big shaker. To that, I'm adding extra cayenne pepper for that authentic kick, some smoked paprika for color and smoky depth, a little bit of Old Bay seasoning because it's a classic for a reason, and a few bay leaves. We want this broth to be aggressively seasoned. It might taste a little too salty or spicy on its own right now, but remember, it has to flavor all of our ingredients. So, bring this mixture to a rolling boil and let it simmer for about 15 minutes to let all those flavors melt together beautifully. While our flavor bomb of a broth is simmering away, let's prep our boil ingredients. The key to a great seafood boil is layering your ingredients based on their cooking times. We'll start with the things that take the longest. First up, the potatoes. I'm using small, waxy potatoes, like new potatoes, or they hold their shape really well and won't turn to mush. Give them a good scrub, but you can leave the skins on. Go ahead and add those to the boiling broth. They'll need about 15 to 20 minutes to get tender. About 5 minutes after you add the potatoes, it's time for the smoked sausage. I'm using andouille sausage, which has a wonderful smoky and spicy flavor that's perfect for this dish. I've cut it into 1 to 2-inch thick pieces. The sausage will release some of its delicious, flavorful fat into the broth, making it even richer. We'll also add the corn now. I've got fresh corn on the cob, which I've snapped in half. Frozen corn on the cob works just as well if fresh isn't in season. Just drop those pieces right into the pot. Let everything cook together for another 10 minutes or so, until the potatoes are just about fork tender. Alright, the moment we've all been waiting for, the seafood. We're doing a mix today, which makes it extra special. We'll start with the shellfish. That needs a bit more time. I have some delicious clams and mussels. Make Suryo UV. Scrub them well and debearded the mussels before adding them. They go into the pot first. They'll need about 5 to 7 minutes to cook. You'll know they're ready when their shells pop open. If any of them don't open after cooking, be sure to discard them. Next, the crawfish, or crab, if you're lucky enough to have fresh, live crawfish. This is when they go in. They cook super fast, only needing about 3 to 5 minutes. They'll turn a beautiful bright red when they're done. If you're using crab, like blue crabs or Dungeness crab legs, they'll need a similar amount of time, about 5 to 7 minutes to heat through and absorb all that flavor. The kitchen should be smelling absolutely divine right now. Finally, the last and quickest cooking ingredient, the shrimp. I'm using large shell-and shrimp. The shell adds so much flavor to the broth and keeps the shrimp succulent and juicy. You can divine them if you prefer, but definitely leave the shells on for cooking. They only need about 2 to 3 minutes in the boiling liquid. Seriously, that's it. As soon as they turn pink and opaque, they're done. You do not want to overcook the shrimp, or they'll become tough and rubbery. Once the shrimp are pink, turn off the heat immediately. Now for my favorite part, the finishing touch that takes this from great to absolutely unforgettable. The garlic butter sauce. In a separate saucepan, melt a good amount of butter. I'm talking at least 2 sticks. To the melted butter, add a ton of finely minced garlic, more Cajun seasoning, a pinch of cayenne, some parsley for freshness, and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Let that simmer for just a minute until the garlic is fragrant. Now it's time to serve. Carefully drain the broth from the pot, reserving some of it on the side just in case. The traditional way to serve a seafood boil is to lay down some newspaper or butcher paper on a big table and just dump everything right out in the middle. It's messy, it's hands-on, and it's so much fun. Once you've piled up all that glorious seafood, potatoes, sausage, and corn, drizzle that heavenly garlic butter sauce all over everything. Don't be shy. Serve it with extra lemon wedges, some hot sauce on the side, and maybe some crusty bread for dipping. And there you have it, a stunning, delicious, and incredibly satisfying Cajun seafood boil that is guaranteed to wow your guests. It's a true feast for the senses. Thank you so much for cooking along with me today. I hope you give this recipe a try. If you do, let me know how it turns out in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next culinary adventure. Until next time, happy cooking.